the AMA?
Yeah, I think Solji is. Solji, can you confirm? I think he is. Let's
Right,
check.
perfect. Thanks, Solji. I
Oh
think
yeah,
our
Solji is there.
official, I mean, like Jira recorder.
Yeah, me
Thanks a lot.
recorded.
I think thanks everybody for coming here. I think this is our first Discord AMA after like the merge and stuff. It was pretty intentional to keep it an inside Discord. The reason is we wanna discuss few things. I think from not just it's not just about sharing what we are doing and what's coming up, but it's also to hear some direct feedbacks from people. I think we as a team have been like very receptive to feedbacks, and I think we all know it's a startup. It's messy. A lot of things are being tested and all those kind of things. But I think it's more of a session to share some insights, share some things that's coming up, as well as like some things that we don't want the public to know yet, but something that we can discuss internally as a small group. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So we have some of our team members here. So we have firstly Gojira Gangs. I think for those of you who are new and not aware, Gojira Gangs is Jamie. That's Gojira Gangs is pretty much his Discord tag. Me and Jamie started PG together in 2021. So Jamie was the guy who created this server, the server what we are in now. Jamie actually created it, and I came in as an alpha hunter. To be it's crazy how the story goes. So came in as an alpha hunter, asking for whitelist spots for his project. He didn't even decide on the supply, mint price or anything. But the reason why Jirasan or Redacted or anything at this stage actually exists is because of this guy literally deciding to kick this off and me coming in as a co-founder later. So I think yeah, pretty much I came in as a flipper. Yes, I did. So that's Jamie. So I'll just tag him here so that for newcomers, you guys are aware of what's happening. And then we have Amrish. Amrish is started. I mean, I had like a little bit of story as well. Is that Amrish was with me well before I came into the PG server. I had another server on my own, called Dow Pass. So Amrish was like my, he was like the mod there. I had no idea what his age was. I thought he was some like super young, like high school uh, goer or some early college guy, because he was available almost 24/7, and he was doing a lot of like like let's say some it was more like like a Discord mod slash helper kind of a guy. So I had no idea about his background or anything. Anyway, so he was, I think before I met Jamie, I think I met Amrish. That's Amrish, who's currently our COO, or our chief.
Shan, 1 second. Let me interrupt really.
It's pretty much
Let
like
me,
coordinating officer, is organizing pretty much all the, like he's kind of like taking care of most of the Jirasan stuff at this stage, right? So that's Amrish there. Um, I have two screen. I can restream if you let
there,
me in, or somebody
Shan, can
else
you
can
hear me?
stream. Yes,
Yeah,
sure. I think
yeah, yeah.
like how
Zero, cool.
do I have to give permission for that? I think
Here,
usually I think people can
Shan,
stream,
can you
right? So
hear
Zero is also
Zero Cool?
streaming.
can you hear me? Shan, can
Amrish,
you hear
maybe
me?
I can
I can hear you,
share. You
Zero
can
Cool.
share your
I
screen
got,
as
I
well.
got. Well, I'm sharing my. I'm gonna share G's screen. If you mute
I
my
think we need
stream
one
so
more.
that you don't
There's a
get
little more
an echo,
than
so
126
just letting
people.
people know to
Yeah.
do that. Shan hates me, and he muted me somehow or another. So
James C, can you hear me? No? Did you guys lose me?
No, we can hear
no.
you. I think you cannot hear some of
Okay,
us. That's what
perfect.
it is.
So
Yeah,
one
yeah.
more stream, and yeah, perfect. All right, we got three streams now. So I think that's just a small history of just Amrish there. That's pretty much been with us forever. Then we have, I don't know if we have Kevin and Kenya, because it's late at in Melbourne, so I don't think our CFO Sack Attacking has joined us. Oh, he's here. He's here. He's actually here. Shit, I didn't know you were there at 12 a.m. So Ken, big shout out to Ken. He's has two kids, 46 sitting at like, coming as a Tjin into Discord at 12 a.m. For this AMA. So thanks a lot, Ken. Ken's our CFO and co-founder of Redacted. One of the earliest, members to be hired as a. I think we realized the importance of CFO, and I think Amresh found Ken from the community, and Ken was like a PG Genesis holder. I met him once in
Shan,
Melbourne,
Shan.
randomly at a club, for some NFT event or something. So, and then now he's an integral part of our, literally everything. Like, I think from finance side, etc. One of the reasons why we haven't gone broke. So I'm not I'm not able to hear anybody. So don't Shan can listen to anyone. Yep. I actually am not able to hear anybody.
Can
Maybe I've
you
muted few people. Wait one second.
can you
Can
hear
you
me?
hear
Trying
Zero and
to.
Amrish, Sean,
No,
Sean,
no, he can't
can you
hear
hear me?
shit.
at all? Yeah,
Oh
Sean,
man.
can you hear me?
Oh, I
Sean,
think I know why. Yeah, I think. Okay,
I
I
can't
think
hear
He's
us.
new to the
Discord.
Discord thing. Hey, everyone that's new around here, let him like work it out, guys. He got this. He'll figure it
That's the
out.
first time.
Oh
The first
man,
time our founders
First
use this.
Discord AMA,
such a newbie error, man. Like damn. Okay.
newbie.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while since I did a Discord AMA. So, anyways, I hope you guys heard about Ken, and then we have Kemuri. Kemuri is our CMO. His actual name is Kevin. So we rug the whole family. So Kemuri is Ken's brother in real life. So he's joined us as CMO last year. So it like is there? I'm echoing, bro. I don't think I'm echoing. I think it's because of the streamers. I think the streamers got to mute themselves. I guess.
So really quick though, like if you are tuned into my stream or I think it's Vinex, like if you're tuned into the streams, you just need to go mute the sound of the stream because we're streaming G's stream Discord, so it's gonna like echo every single thing. So all you have to do is just mute whichever stream you're like tuned into, just mute the actual stream, and you'll be fine.
All right, perfect. Thanks there, Zero. I think before we even start, I'll just finish the team members. So we have Sack Attacking as our CFO, Kemuri as our CMO, and the brother of Ken as aka Sack Attacking, Amrish as our CEO, and Jamie as our everything. Pretty much the co-founder of is pretty much the guy who started the whole thing, and he's the co-founder of PG Group and co-founder of iAgent Protocol at this stage. Then we have G. G is our head mod community manager. He's been with us from day one again. OG Genesis holder. Zero Cool, pretty much like I think everybody from the Genesis days, I'm pretty sure would have heard his voice more than I've seen his tag somewhere. So Zero is our pretty much like forever Spaces AMA host from the start. So and then Aku's story is a little bit different in the sense he was a Sappy Seals holder, super brainless and brain dead. And then he came on a chat with me on Twitter. Then he got into the trap of PG. He bought a Gen 2, I think, first. Then he became a Genesis holder. Then now a part of the team. So I think definitely a better choice than what he had before in Web3. So now he's leading our multi farm. So amazing stuff so far. He's been bringing in like shitloads of projects. And then Josh, finally, so Josh also has been helping us a lot with consultancy and currently helping us with multi farm. So yeah, that's pretty much the introduction. And if I missed anybody who's here, please don't get offended. I've been trying to make sure that I kind of like give a shout out to everybody here. Um, all right, I think that's pretty much the thing. I'm not sure if Nostradamus is here as well. Yeah, he's also here. So Nostradamus, every single person here has been firstly a community member, then a team member, right? So I think I think they started as holders and then they became a full time team member. Right? Is Tata here as well? Because I think it's too much, like 150 people almost. I'm not sure. Is Tata here as well? So Tata Shin is basically a head of our. It is here. I don't think he's here. Anyway, so Tata or Shin is our head of the Ordinals Club, and I think he's been again. He was a holder first, and then he became a team member, right? So I think one thing you guys can all notice here, I think soon, I guess, there's going to be few thousand team members as we expand and build our business, and I think every single one of them are going to be hired into PG, and that's how we are probably not never going to have probably a flow because look at the amount of people that are in the team now, right? We got NFT Cheeses, he's joined our team. Moon Fuel literally signed a deal today. He's officially part of team. We got guys like Pig Sorcerer,
Yeah.
Gem Scope, and a bunch of content creators. So we have a staff of close to 70 people. Not, of course, not everybody's full time. However, 70 people on the payroll with as little as $250 a month to whatever $1,000 to $1 million a month. Like that's like like myself. So I think we have a bunch of guys on the payroll that it's almost they're trapped. They are team members now, building together as such, right? So that's the fun part about it. And just wanted to just let you guys know a little bit of history. Anyways, so I think we have Wing as well, our UI UX designer. He's also on the thing now. So Wing can stack them. Kemuri is also here. I think I gave already a description about Kemuri. But anyways, guys, so this is pretty much how big the PG team has grown. The key point out of all of this is the fact that everything stemmed from the community, right? Everything stemmed from the community in the sense we started with two people, that's me and Jamie, with no other team member, no dev team, nothing, right? And the way PG has grown from 2021 to 2024, from growth from within the community, picked up people, built and put out a team like this to be one of the few projects to not just survive but to constantly build and churn out. I think we are here, right? So, anyways, before I jump into this, just to let you guys know, for those of you, who are new to this AMAs and stuff from our side, this AMA is probably going to be a little bit longer, right? So, just to let you guys to know the sections, there's going to be a section for Jirasan, there's going to be a section for Redacted. I'm also going to invite a few guys. Um, yeah, so I'm also going to invite few guys on stage, couple of founders. Um, the main target with this AMA is two things. Number one, to kind of answer all your questions, but number two is also show you the process of what's happening. What does it mean to be a Jira-san, or what is redacted? Because many of you have no idea what redacted is, because there is no equivalent comparison to what we are doing with redacted. So I want to clarify that, and then finally, I'm going to open up the stage for anybody to come up and ask questions or tag us and ask questions. There's nothing as a bad question. Just don't be like, if you're looking to FUD and be like super, like if it doesn't make super sense, then I'm gonna not gonna answer those questions. But I don't think anybody here willing to come on this AMA and stuff is gonna do that. We have never had any of those kind of experiences, but definitely open to any kind of questions. After we finish whatever we have to present. So I'll just hand it over to Amrish. He's just gonna run over the Jira Sans, just quick updates for you guys. What's been happening, what happened so far, because always we are too focused on what's coming next and what's next that we forget to see what has happened, what we have achieved in the last few weeks, and then then I'll pretty much then jump in later. Amrish.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yep,
Hello,
all
hello.
good.
Let me know if you guys hear me.
Yes,
Cool,
sir.
perfect. All right, so just about it's been about a month since we had our merge, and it's nice to do like a recap of how it went, what happened, what have we achieved, what went wrong. How what is the state of Jirasan as of now? So G. All right. So the first slide is okay, perfect. Right. So in here, I think that what I want to really put out here is what we did has been pretty phenomenal for us from a project that has been here for 3 years. And you'd have heard me speak about Web3's best kept secret, right? PG has always been on the tip of people's tongue, but never something we speak about, right? Never been comparing us to, you know, to like-minded projects. We have always been in the shadows. And one of the biggest accomplishments that we had is like for close to a week, we paint all of crypto and NFT side red, right? It was one of the biggest risks that we took, right? I would have interviewed a lot of holders beforehand, and it has been something that was polarizing before, but the team put that level of trust, and it was something pretty significant of how much of a splash we made after the mint, right? Credit to the artist, credit to the team that helped build it out, and definitely credit to the holders, right? Everyone is super happy with the art, coming from having that thought about the art from Fusion and Gen2s, and now we have something that could really represent who we are. And we saw that, right? We saw that across multitudes of holders, new community members, um, and getting into a lot of networks that we didn't have before, all because of the art, right? So we saw a lot of that, right? Twitter spaces, timelines. We saw this cross promotion, whether it be from, creeps, undead community, um, and we just started to be compared with some of these like-minded projects. And then we saw like, people started to rep us beyond that, right? So we saw those banners and stuff coming out from there. Next. Right. And then we started into the content, right? So apart from just it, holders or OG holders started to become talismans of the project. They became super engaged, super helpful, sharing information about the project. And we start to do that. And then what we also started to see is that whole aspect of, people started to really dig the storyline of the project, right? We started to see trade maxis appear, the acus and stuff of the project, the shirts, the hoodies, the mechas. And these trade maxis really brought a level of, I would say, consistency of how people started to have their own self-interest of what they really dig and really went hard into that. And that was something that, of course we hoped for it, but we didn't plan for it. And it was very nice to see that happening. Next. Right. So from there, then we started to see much more artists get involved in the space. Right. And, we want to big up guys like Aslan and these guys who started to do these, Samplis has been with us from day one in PG. And these guys really stepped up and started to do commission work. And the storytelling of the art has been something that we have looked at and want to expand on. Right. And there'll be things that we want to push out. I've started to talk to some holders and do some testing with some existing holders about what's the next step of the art, right? And it was nice to see that whole aspect of the art being much more than just a speculation, but the ability for people to story tell of themselves, right? And all of that is in this online atmosphere. Crypto Twitter is still that significant where people tell their stories. And you heard Shan said it many times, right? NFTs bring something that crypto doesn't and tokens doesn't, which is community, right? Everyone wants to flex who they are. They want to tell stories with their PFPs. They want to proclaim who they are through the best version of themselves that these PFPs are exactly. Right. And then that took one step further into now that these community members are able, one, to tell who they are able to see themselves in this online world and really resonate and have trust and have this relationship building, right? We started to see guys like, Shane Crypto Turk started to speak about this project amongst other holders. We started in real life meetups happening. And these things are positive sentiment that I look at to know that we're making positive growth in respect to that, because community is not just a fad word for us. It's the ability that like-minded people think along the same way and have the ability to communicate that kindred spirit amongst themselves, one, but beyond as well. So these are things that we want to encourage. These are things that we want to create infrastructure to encourage. These are things that we want to support existing holders for. So there are things that we have planned coming up that want to do much more of this storytelling beyond what it is now. And these are things that we want to support holders of and provide infrastructure support, provide resources that helps holders to tell this story of who they are in Web3 and in real life. So that's basically, that's just the first month of Jirasan, right? And it feels like happened so long ago, but 1 month has passed, right? 1 month has passed in terms of what we are able to accomplish and set the kind of foundation for us to build upon, right? We saw, price action moved, we saw a nice little trace and correction, and now it's the ability for the team to keep on building that. And credit towards the guys that within the backgrounds, Shan mentioned a lot of people there. There's so much others here that are constantly looking and seeing, understanding sentiment, understanding how holders feel, understanding the new trends and what we could tap into. And the one best thing of this whole experience for me is that no one else compared us to any other project. No one said, oh, this is a Zuki derivative. No one said this is a BYC derivative. No one said. So what that signaled to me is that we have our own identity, that it's only room to go up, right? Only room to go forward for. So I just wanted to give that recap. You
Um,
know, of course, sorry, go for it.
no, no, no. I just wanted to step in
Yeah.
once you're done, just to add one point here.
Yeah, okay. Well, let me just wrap it up, right? So I think that the whole point of everything is that the merge happened, right? Yes, there was little hiccups. We had small amount of hiccups with some of the rules stuff. We want to put out more documentation. I know a lot of people want to know, okay, what is top 100? What is utility for holders? What is the token allocations? All of these things. And all of these things are actively being worked upon. And these are things that we want to definitely do this quarter to push out to the community. Yeah, Shan, that's it for my update.
Yeah, I think the reason why this, this, let's say this recap of Jirasan thing was done. You guys might think that we were in the space for 3 years. It might be surprising, or it might be you guys. It might be a known knowledge or whatever. None of these things happened in the last 3 years. Like none of these, none of these in the sense like what, let's say, somebody like what Shane Coy did in terms of having his like a presentation kind of model, or making threads on us. Nobody made threads about PG like ever. Like nobody even included us in like videos in YouTube or whatnot. Like there was, I think Ryan is listening here, and like guys like Ryan, this is the first time they got into PG despite knowing about us for 3 years. One of the very well known content creators in the space. Guys like Crypto Gorilla, same thing, right? Like this was the first time they ever got into Jirasan, and they never bought into PG despite we being in the space for 3 years. So what we are trying to see here as a point is that, is there a visible change that we were able to see, like like exactly, let's say 3 months or 2 months before to now, and even with all this 3 years of history or legacy or whatnot, with none of these events happening, did we have a guy like 8-5 to Luke ever making like almost a daily recap? Absolutely not. Did we have guys like Eyes conducting this tournaments on his own without us pushing him or us paying him or anything, and him doing on his own? Yes, I rewarded him with a Jirasan after the tournament was done, but that was a very fun thing to see. Like like a holder was a holder, kind of like a battle tournament that was created. So what we are trying to see here is, yes, currently the NFT space is limited. There's only limited number of people. There's probably maybe like 5,000 to 10,000. Maybe 5,000. I would say like 5,000 active people in the space, the NFT space exactly. Maybe, right? Like that's just my numbers. Because a lot of apes are missing, a lot of punks are not that active. I think people have either moved to shitcoins, or maybe like just bought something and left the space, probably even left the space for good, right? I wonder what would happen if the way we did. One of the bullish things for, or one of the things for a lot of old projects is that many people are either not alive, or they left the space for good, that most of the supply is not going to come into the market at all. Right? We saw the reality this time when we decided to allow people 6 months time to try and claim their old assets, and we realized how many thousands of people went missing till date. till date, there's hardly like 5 or 6 people that actually hit us up and are like, "Oh shit, man, I forgot to I forgot to let's say like claim my NFT or whatnot." But apart from that, hundreds if not thousands are gone, like the Jira holders that were there in 2021, 2022. This was a much needed cleanup for us, right? Like this gave us this space for new people to come in, through pre-sale kind of a model, etc. So all I wanted to say was that we never, for the newcomers especially, we never had an option. I mean, never had something like this happen on its own, in this 3 years of us existing, like what has happened in the last 4 or 5 weeks since our merge. So I think kudos to the team, kudos to the community and stuff. I think we're long way. There's a long way to go. But anyways, so just wanted to add that there. That's pretty much it. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
Kevin,
thanks for that, Shan.
all good.
Yeah, I think we could introduce Kevin and Ken to do the. So one of the big accomplishments over the last month as well is the first of its kind. This Web3 networking event in the air. Ken and Kevin, Sakata King and Kimori has been leads on that. So I'll just hand it over for these guys to give their recap of that.
Do you want to go?
Oh, you're here. I didn't know you're awake.
Well, half awake, so better if you talk.
Yeah, sure thing. Yeah, that's basically been the story of our lives, guys. Airways, gosh, we've been working basically like 24/7 over the last like 3 months straight. The idea started out, I think, like over a couple of years back. Like basically, I think Shan thought like, hey, like, wouldn't it be cool if we did this crazy event sort of on a flight? Like, as you guys know, Shan flies around a lot. Like, he knows a lot about planes. He knows even the different types of models about flights. And I think he had sort of this crazy idea even back when, it was crypto winter and nobody was doing anything, and, projects were struggling to survive. And at the time, it was like, okay, that's sort of like a retarded idea. Like, I don't know why we would consider that. Something like that would be just absolutely outrageous. But after we completed the raise for Redacted, the idea basically came up again when we were in Dubai about like sort of 4 or 5 months ago. And every time we talked about it to people who've invested in Redacted or anybody who was potentially going to invest in us, they were like, guys, you have to completely do this. They became more bullish about the idea. And I remember specifically after we had gone to Sandeep's place, who's the founder of Polygon, and we had a face-to-face pitch with him. And he loved Redacted, he loved the team and everything that we were doing. And he was like, guys, like, of all the ideas that you have, I love the products that you're building. I love all the different parts of the ecosystem. You absolutely have to do like this. You have to do this idea because it's kind of one of the best ideas, but it's almost one of those left curve dumb ideas that nobody would think would be possible. And so this is not that long ago. This is like, what, 4 or 5 months ago. And we basically set out to essentially do this, and we had a lot of folks who are reaching out to different airlines. And before you know it, we realized that this is actually like possible. And I think, like, looking at everything that we've been able to achieve, it's pretty fair to say that there isn't a single person in the space who hasn't heard about Redacted Airways. Even we we sort of ran a little bit of a test during Token 2049, and we're going up to random people and just asking them, like, did you happen to hear about that thing in the flight? And we never introduced ourselves. We never said kind of who we are. And they're like, dude, like we totally saw the thing on the timeline. It showed up like 20 times. And that was one of the main objectives, actually, that through this stunt, everybody across the space would hear about Airways. And because of that, I think it's really increased the confidence that people have on what we do. It's making them a lot more bullish on what the Red Acted team is capable of. Because, like, even and probably don't share this outside of the Discord, but we had spoken with other individuals as we were putting together the plan. Apparently, like, Animoca Brands was thinking of doing something crazy like a flight, and they're like, well, guys, like, you actually like pulled it off. This is something that we thought would be amazing, but we tried and we failed. So, like, other teams have thought about it, other teams have maybe tried to do it, but they weren't able to. So I think that in and of itself, like, says something about who we are and says something about some of the things that we're able to achieve. Having said that, like, as you guys probably saw on the timeline, we were able to partner with like some of the biggest guys in the space. So, like, Travala.com is absolutely massive. They're like basically the Expedia of Web3. They're actually like going to like the founders of that are going to exit that company because like they've raised so much money and it's been grown to be such a big company. So they were super enthusiastic to partner with us and to sponsor us. We had sponsors like Memeland, Pudgy Penguins, and Polygon. So simply via association with some of the biggest brands in the space, that really helped to elevate that. Not to mention the fact that we've had over kind of 25 plus sponsors that got involved in the whole stunt. There was a lot of other projects who've done different events or done different marketing campaigns. Like, we've heard of different projects, they'll spend like $500,000 on like a marketing viral asset. There's a number of projects who'll spend like $500,000 on like basically taking out a big club, like in Singapore during Token 2049. But in our case, like, because of all the sponsors, it covered basically all the costs, and we had a massive ROI and ROE on the event that paid for everything. It's like one of the best so-called investments possible. And so from a marketing perspective and from a business perspective, it's really paid off to do this. We are going to be making certain announcements that are going to be coming up soon. Like, what you guys saw essentially was kind of the party on the flight. Like, everybody got super excited. It turned into a big karaoke session. But what you didn't see, or not fully, was that everything was happening in business class. And we'd run the first ever Shark Tank in the sky. We had about 7 or 8 the top VCs, top sharks from places like Newman Capital, Cypher Capital, Animoca Brands, Julio, as well as Polygon. And we had 8 projects that were pitching for funding. And we're going to be coming out with a pretty massive announcement to basically say, like, you all saw what the flight was about. You saw all the crazy stuff that had happened, but that wasn't even the main plan. Like, the main thing that was happening was actually happening in business class. And that's sort of the announcement of sort of a massive ecosystem fund that is going to really bring tons of other projects into the ecosystem. And it's backed by a couple of massive other VCs. and that's going to essentially fuel a massive ecosystem of a whole suite of products that are to come into the redacted ecosystem. So I think again, I could talk for hours, and I definitely won't go on because there's so much more to say. But I think like at the end of the day, what every project seeks to have, and if you talk to different founders or especially guys like Luca, what they're all looking for is top of funnel awareness. If people don't know who you are in the space, you can't possibly, get them bullish on the project because they don't even know who you are. And so I think it's pretty safe to say that we achieved massive top of funnel awareness. Like there isn't anybody in the space who hasn't heard about Redacted and hasn't heard about the Redacted Airways flight at this point. And as they go down the funnel, then just from like overall perspective, they know that we're backed by Spartan. They know that we're backed by Animoca and Polygon. So that further increases people's confidence on who we are. Not to mention that we pulled something like this off. So there's definitely much more to come post this announcement, as well as what's to come in Q4. But yeah, like we're really sort of just taking a little bit of breath because we've been working nonstop to actually make this happen. And there's going to be a lot of benefits that this is going to have towards Redacted as a project. And all the VCs, all the influencers, and founders on the plane, there's so much more that brings towards the network effect of Redacted, which is going to bring not only that bullish impression on who we are as we go and tap on them later on this quarter, as we head towards further things in the roadmap, but all the benefits that are going to trickle through to Jirasan as well. So yeah, I'll just pass it back to Shan and the team to kind of further add any reflections or thoughts.
Yeah, I think I think next topic is going to be about Jirasan Redacted. But just from the Airways point of view, there's always been questions about like why this, what is the purpose, what is the need, why do you got to do this and stuff. I think I'll tell you what, I think this is something like even it happened in IRL, right? This is how crazy this was. So 4 days back, I came to meet my wife's brother, like my brother-in-law, and he's working for a health startup. It's a startup called Blood Plus. You guys can research about it as well. I'm looking to bring them under Redacted as well. So they're a self, like they're pretty big, like as a company. And my wife's brother, he owns a stake in this company as well. Like he's working, and it's a startup. So let me just share this, right? So this particular one. So this founder, he came to his house, the founder of, I mean, his co-founder, and so he saw my shirt. Don't get wrecked, get redacted. I was wearing that shirt because I really like. I have a bunch of those shirts. So I was just wearing those, and he came up and he was like, "Wait, you guys, wait, this the same redacted as the flight?" I was like, "Bro, he's not even into crypto. This guy's not even into crypto. He saw that don't get wrecked, that redacted part." And I was like, "Yeah, man, how did you even come across, or what is it? You're not even into cryptos or anything." And he's like, "One of our core investors in Blood Plus. He's an Indian influencer, with like some million followers on YouTube or whatnot." And he was like, if you go there, I think Bitscrunch. I don't know if you guys know. This is one of them, right? So it's a guy called Bitscrunch or whatever. So he's an investor in like this. This is the one in the article what I sent. So Ashok Vardaraj, yeah, this guy here. So he was talking about how a marketing stunt like this brought an attention to the space, and like what kind of a crazy marketing it was, and he came across Redacted iOS that way. And and this is how the reach has been, right? And then there was my friend's sister's husband, he had seen us in Instagram and in a page called Love in Dubai or I Love Dubai or something like that. And again, like he was when I told him about, oh, we hired a flight from Dubai to Singapore, and he was like, wait, is it the same one with there was a concert in the flight or something? I came across it in Instagram. So I think, see, this is not a one time event or whatever, right? So this is one of the things that brings attention first, right? Like people to know about us. When I went to the Azuki event, I swear, people kind of were like, oh yeah, I've seen Jirasan. PG Group, they have no idea, right? PG Group, I think the attention as such was lost. We were one stop in 2022. Yes, we had our fame and whatnot 2 years back, but people didn't know PG Group. If I go and tell, yeah, it's a PG Genesis or PG Group, they were like, maybe not, kind of a thing. Jira-san, they were like, yeah, I've seen them around. I've been seeing them on my timeline, and I didn't understand whether it was a new project or existing project or whatnot. And then finally, with Redacted Airways, every single one was aware of, right? The awareness is the first step, for whatever products you're going to launch. Tomorrow, you launch a coin, or even like meme coins are the best example, right? If awareness is there, I'm not a meme coin trader at all, right? I'm not a meme coin trader at all, and I'm not a big believer in meme coins. This Moodeng made me buy into it yesterday, right? Like I tweeted about how I leveraged, and I got out with good profits and whatnot. But it made even people like me who do not buy into meme coins just FOMO and jump in, right? Because of the kind of attention that it makes. But it has to have the attention, also has to have some solid business backing behind it, and that is where we are aiming to be different, right? Not just hype, because we have seen hype. We have seen hype like 2022. If you're going to ask me, are we again going to see exactly the same hype for NFTs? Probably, I would say yes, but not to that level, but definitely yes, right? Like the time for NFTs are definitely gonna come in, like, there's euphoria and the flex aspects and whatnot. That's definitely coming back. No doubts about it. But without a business model, right? It's pretty much, it's crude. So yeah, just to quickly answer your question before I jump to the next one, any plans to branch out of blockchain in future? It's not even future. I literally send this link here because this is by my brother-in-law, right? This company here called Blood Plus is by my brother-in-law, and he's one of the co-founders. And this company is basically, their aim is, it's solving a real issue, right? It's solving a real issue where it's an app where hospitals and individuals can literally, request for blood. So imagine like your Uber like delivery, but for blood, right? So this is by my brother-in-law has a big stake in this. He's working there, and the co-founder is also my good friend now. For of this part, I'm trying to bring them onto redacted ecosystem as well. Why, how to implement blockchain, how to make it, like, not force blockchain just for the sake, but for transparency's sake, right? Because this is something, again, with blood and all those things, there's a lot of other back end shit and all those things that could happen, but blockchain could be transparency. And anyways, we'll jump into that later, but definitely not just gonna stick, if you're gonna ask if you're gonna branch out of blockchain, or branch out of Web3, 100% yes. So we definitely are not limited to just the blockchain. But keep in mind, one important thing to keep in mind is the valuations of Web3 companies, or the tokens dropped by Web3 products are like stupidly high valuation than a startup in Web2, right? Like, for example, something as good as this Blood Plus raised a $3 million valuation, like $3.5 million valuation, right? This was the FDV I'm talking about. This product 2 years back, when they raised at 3.5 mil. They have a solid revenue now, and they have like a bunch of hospitals and everything like partnered. Imagine racing at a 3.5 mil valuation, versus what's happening in Web3. You slap blockchain into it, 50, 100, 200, 300 mil with absolutely no revenue at all, right? So that's the main challenge with working with, or partnering or trying to work with products outside blockchain or Web3. So yeah. Anyways, so G, can you go to the next slide? Right. So I think this is something I
So what do
really
I do
want.
now? Do I paint another one or do I paint a door?
Just yeah. So this is something I'm just gonna give a quick
Uh,
brief about. Yes. Sorry, did somebody talk? I think it's just hot mic. All right. Perfect. So redacted, right? So redacted. What is redacted? I'm just gonna try to explain this. I saw you sold a lot of staff for it as well. Less people invest in it. It's not interesting to keep on Jira. It's a bit upscale for. Hello, quick question. I saw you sold a lot of SAFT for redacted coins. So finally, less people invest in Jirasan. Finally, is not more interesting to keep one Jirasan and buy the rest. It's a bit obscure. I don't fully understand the question entirely. So, like, is it your is there a comment on people investing onto redacted coin and that's why they're not buying into Jirasan? If so, I think that's completely, I would say that's definitely not the truth. So, because people don't even know how much tokens they're going to get, what is the vesting, and nothing for the NFTs, right? We haven't announced anything about at all. And I don't think we offered the tokens to $8 million was raised from VCs and external investors. About 600k or something was raised through certain community VCs where we didn't involve directly with that, right? You know, like we didn't even know some of them are community VCs. We just gave tickets to the founders whom we met, who we believed, could be valuable. So maximum maybe $1 million at most would have been raised from random holders. Xbog is fine. Xbog is something we knew, but it was only a 50k ticket. Like it was not like a $5 million ticket or a high level. So it was more like a maximum $1 million at most would have been raised from. Yeah, exactly, $500 per NFT. The market cap of Jirasan is much more than the amount we raised from community. So I completely don't think that's the right way to put it out. Like less people are buying in Jirasan because of more people investing in this thing. I think I understood. I think you probably didn't frame the question right. But yeah, I think see, I'm going to go into that, right? I'm going to go into the NFT part, the redacted token part, and whatnot, yeah, as well. And I hope there's a lot more clarity, from that. So, what is redacted, right? See, this is something I really want you guys to fully understand what I'm going to say next, right? If you have any kind of like questions with respect to what redacted is going to be, you can shoot and make sure you understand. Don't think it's dumb to not ask this question because what we are trying to do is going to be a massive hit, or we're not going to fall back really bad from where we are. Like as in like we are at the level where I don't think we can go or fall lower than where we are. I'm not talking about the flow price wise. I'm talking about what we are attempting to do. But if we hit, it's going to be massive, right? So let me try and understand. Let me try to put this because there is no comparables exactly to what we are doing in Web. So what is redacted, right? Redacted is basically a token or a you can call it as an ecosystem of a series of products in various sectors, right? You see a gaming studio, you see a gaming studio, and what do they do, right? How you mean not talking about you think we can go lower? I'm kind of like having, I don't know if I fully understand the question, but I'm talking about not the floor price. I'm talking about the like I'm talking about like going lower in the sense what we are attempting to do with redacted. It's a big hit move, meaning if we hit, it's going to be like huge. If we don't hit, there is nothing as bad to fall down and be like, oh shit, guys, we lost everything. There's nothing to be done. That's what I meant. Sorry. So yeah, that's pretty much it, right? So what we are doing with Redacted basically is this ecosystem products. If you look at a gaming studio, what do they do? Gaming studios like Revolving Games or Pixelmon or whoever, they are basically they're building a bunch of games, right? They're building a bunch of games and their reliance is that the game is going to be used or played by bunch of thousands of players or people or whatnot, or in the future, and the revenue is going to bring in like mass user base and the demand for the tokens, etc., whatever, right? So this is on the game side, and then you have layers, right? These are the two main things right now that's happening in the space. One is the games, another one is the layer, like people building a layer one or layer two and whatnot, attracting more products to come and build on them. But what's happening is the gas fees, the business model of a layer one or a layer two is reliant on gas fees. Is this part clear so far? Like, so most of them, when they drop their layer one and layer two, their reliance is on um, you know, um gas, the amount of gas that people pay. That is pretty much their revenue, right? So, but the problem is there is not enough gas use cases, whether you look at Blast or whether you look at, anything, any of the new layer twos or whatnot. The gas, first of all, is so small that even for ETH, even the ETH blockchain, the gas cost is not enough to keep the keep ETH like in a deflationary state. So what about all these new layer ones, layer twos that's just going to come out and rely only on the revenue model for the system, relies only on gas fees? So these are the two major things, right? So for us with redacted, right, what we are trying to do. G, can you go to the next slide? So in short, we own or we co-own a bunch of products. Even a bunch of them are not even here. These are some of the products that we either co-own or we completely own, right? Just go through this, right? So we have, of course, there is PG Capital from the investment side, Multifarm, Maxis. There's a product called Swiper. Then there's a product called Dreamer coming up. Then there's Magically, etc. From the trading side, co-owned by us or having equity and powered by Redacted. That's AI Agent, gaming AI Deepen. From an onboarding trading perspective, we have Rampex, then Space, Payment Gateway, BibTap, and Trading Bullets, right? So, so these are the products that we either own or co-own, um, and all we are bringing all of this under one single ecosystem that's redacted, right? Wherever it makes sense for whatever products, we're bringing them under redacted ecosystem. So let me try to tell you what this means, right? So imagine, right? I think can you go to the next slide, G? I think let's see if there's no. I think just go back. That's fine. Yeah. So yeah. So imagine now, new. We are trying to build a product. How many games or how many products can somebody build? In X amount of months or X amount of years, right? They're probably going to build a product for 2 years or 3 years or 1 year and whatever. Uh, what happens is by the time the game comes out, the game might not be successful. They might not even have a revenue, or the meta changes so that the game does not even make sense. It's not just a game, even from a product perspective. It's very hard to build quality products, and it's even harder to match the current market state and market metas and whatnot. Bullets launched in a different market would not be as successful as it is. BipTap currently has done more than $40 million in transaction. It's a payment solution gateway, and it's going to be using redacted token as well. So payment solution gateway, and they have done more than $40 million in transaction, 2.5% in fees already, working out with massive partnerships with a bunch of tier one web 2 partners that's also going to be announced. Rampex is working on an entirely different model. If you look at iAgent, the amount of partners iAgent has is insane, right? Like pretty much all the AI deepens, Aether Cloud, and a bunch of esports teams and stuff as well. So if you ask me to build all these products on our own from one second, sorry. I think I'm just trying to keep up with the chat as well. So yeah, so if you think about it from this angle, for us, it's about how do we have this huge structure, like how you imagine yourself as an Animoca Brands or a BlackRock or whatever the biggest of the biggest entities in the space. How do you go or attempt to reach that level? Because NFTs and crypto markets, there is so much of speculation that you cannot just come out and build a game and be like, we are going to be the next Call of Duty. We are building the Web3 Animal Crossing, or we are building the Web3, Pokemon and stuff like that. to an extent it works. After that, what is going to happen if you fail, right? So for us, I mean, I'll explain about the Bullets airdrop and stuff, Master San, just one second. Please give me some time to just get to that part. The token drops is something important, but that's not the, that's, I think we have to understand the bigger picture beyond that, right? So that is what I think I'm hoping that you guys fully get it. So now with redacted, right? Now with redacted, it's pretty much the first time ever the system or the model that we have is entirely unique and something that does not exist in the space, but something that we have done and proven. If somebody is going to call themselves a Web3 Y Combinator, my question to them, right? If anyone out there in the space, if they're calling themselves as a Web3 Y Combinator, I'm putting that question out openly and as a challenge. Show me what they have done or what kind of products have they incubated that has some amount of revenue or volume. We have Maxis. It's done few $1 million in volume and few hundred K in profits. We have BipTap. That's done $40 million in transaction and like 2.5% fees. We have Bullets. That's exceeded like fucking like $2.5 billion in volume and $22 million in fees. Everything on chain. You go Bullets, it's on chain. It's not, and Maxis, it's on chain. BipTap is on chain. We have hit these numbers, and do you want to even know the founders of these products, and we are the face of these products. Okay, we are the face of these products. Jirasan market cap is lower than fees generated by Bullets. Yes, right. So the point is, we are trying to be the Web3 Y Combinator, and not just trying. We are already, we have already been like putting these things out. So what does it mean by being a Web3 Y Combinator? What does it mean for the business? The next three things what we're going to see is, what does it mean to be a Web3 Y Combinator? Number one, how does it benefit the redacted tokens? Number two, how does it benefit being a Jirasan holder? Number three, right? So these are the three things that we're going to see next. G, I think you can go to the next two slides. Okay, so you guys can see here, right? Yeah, look at this. So you guys can see here, anybody with a product, all right, anybody with a product that comes to us, we are not building the product. There's somebody called Chris here. I've brought him. All right, Chris is here. He's from Little Pudgy's community. I'm gonna demonstrate something live with him. What it means, right? What it means, so that you guys can fully understand. Okay, a new product. There's so many amazing products out there in the market, right? So many amazing products out there in the market. But what are the major challenges? Like anybody here in this audience currently, are you guys building a product? Like anybody here in the audience, are you guys building any product or anything in Web3? Just comment here, like just it's just to know something, right? Okay, so Bello, right? What are you building? If you can just give a TLDR or something, right? Or if you want to get on the stage to talk, I think that's better, because I think this is something very, very important for us as a community to understand the direction that we are taking, and then you guys can decide whether what we're doing makes sense or not, right? That's up to individuals. But for us, yeah, below you can just come up. Yeah, have you come up? Nope. Okay, so I don't think I've got any answer. All right, anyways, fractional real estate, Srini, fractional real estate, culture stuff, merch, comics. All right. So when you're building this fractional real estate, what are the challenges you're currently facing in Web3 for building this? Challenges you're facing as an ecosystem, as in like, no, I mean like from challenge perspective, are you facing challenges from funding side or market reach or user base, connections to KOLs, VCs, or what are the main, what is the main challenge that you would say that you are facing personally? All of the above. All right, this is probably the all of the above is not a joke. It is actually truth, right? This is the thing that most of the people with amazing products, like Chris has built a product, but he's facing the difficulties what I mentioned before. It could be funding, it could be reach, it could be user base, it could be KOLs, because KOLs are not going to answer your DMs, right? If you go to a marketing agency, they're going to charge you 100K, 200K, 50K, 300K, whatever, to even just touch you and help you with any of these kind of things. What we are doing here, let me say, for example, let me use Chris. Chris is going to be one of the products that potentially is going to come under redacted, and we've been in chat for almost like 2 months now, working back and forth, some feedbacks and stuff. All right, so Chris has built a product. He's going to demonstrate his product as well. Now, we vet the product, right? We, as in like myself, we have Kevin D. Gods, we have Kevin, we have Chenin from Sison Capital, Adrian from Newman Group. We have a bunch of these guys, all right? We have a bunch of these amazing talents that we have access to. We vet these products, okay?
What's up?
If we
Oh, I'm
believe
tightening everything up.
if we believe the product is good, all right? If we believe the product is good, we are not going to charge these products any kind of service fees and stuff, right? You have a product, you build a product, we will not be charging you like these agencies or whatever, 100K, half a mil, whatever, kind of 30K a month or whatever. Rather, we will take skin in the game, right? We will take equity in your business. Okay, let's say we take 25%, 10%, whatever, depending on which stage your product is. We take equity in your business. That equity or revenue share comes under the redacted ecosystem. Okay, redacted ecosystem means that product that you have is going to be powered by redacted coin, meaning redacted coin will be the coin that will be used by that particular product, no matter what chain it is. Okay, no matter what chain it is. So now any product and there's redacted coin, there is so many users. First of all, they'll gain awareness for redacted token. There is 10, 20, 30 different products, for example, would be using redacted coin as their premier token for that particular product. We have revenue share from that product, all right? We also have equity in those business, meaning like if the business gets acquired, perfect, we get revenue from it. Right. What does it mean for the project or the product to come under us? Why do products want to come to us, right? Or even why do products like Bullets they wanted to come to us and whatnot, right? Number one, we have like tools for it. We have tools like Multifarm. We have the community that is you guys that will be supporting the products. Any product we have dropped, Bullets, you guys used it first, right? Maxis, you guys used it first. You guys are using the products. Who's testing Swiper? Again, community, right? So people, we have the tools. We have this step that these people are initially who are building products do not have. We have community funding, we have VC funding, we have investment opportunities. Now, a product like Chris, right? A product like Chris, we believe if the product is good and we make it make sense, right? They come to us, we take equity in them, we power them up, we help them fundraise and whatnot. And who's going to fund them apart from VCs? We will be giving the chance for the community to invest to PG Capital. So PG Capital is the next product that we are opening up to all the holders. You can invest as little as $100 per NFT that you hold. $100 a month, $200 a month, whatever is your limit per month per NFT for as little as, where FDVs are going to be like $5 million, $10 million or lesser. Not into those $50 million, $100 million, $30 million kind of products, purely products that are built that we will be incubating. Only Jirasan holders or redacted token holders would have the potential to invest in if you want to invest. If you don't want to invest and if you just want to be passive, absolutely fine, right? Per month per NFT means, for example, for every NFT that you hold, you might be getting $200 tickets or $100 ticket to invest into these kind of products at like $5 million FDVs or $10 million super small FDV products that are being seeded, and products that exist, not products that's going to come after 6 months, right? Products that exist, or we fund the product, we build the product, and then you guys can test the product. If you like the product, you can invest in the product. That product will be incubated by us. That product will be using redacted coin as the coin of its choice for a minimum of 6 months. Okay, understand the difference here. A minimum of 6 months. After 6 months, there are two things that's going to happen. Either the product is going to do so well, right, that they can launch their own token. So people that have invested in it or people that have like it's gained traction or whatnot. Now they're them launching their token now after they've acquired the users, after they have revenue in hand. How do you get access now? You hold a Jirasan or you stake redacted coin to earn the token of that particular platform. Okay, so let's imagine product XYZ, right, comes into redacted ecosystem. Now you as users get access to these these products and whatnot. Redacted coin is going to gain revenues from those products, so redacted token is stabilized and whatnot. Jirasan holders get access to invest in these products. Sun holders, you have to be a Jirasan holder first of all to even apply for these products. So one of the main use cases for Jirasan is going to be for founders to hold at least Jirasan to even apply to it, right? We're going to be announcing an ecosystem fund for products as well. This is a separate few $1 million that announcement is going to come. So with this ecosystem fund, we can fund products that are going to be under ecosystem. So if you have a product, if you have a Jirasan, and if you believe the product is semi decent and it's not just an idea, but the product is in an MVP stage, more often than not, you're going to get support from our redacted ecosystem fund. Once you finish the product completely, we will be opening it up to the public, or we'll be opening it up fundraise from within the community if community wants to participate. Then when the product is ready, that product goes for TGE on its own. And how do you get those tokens is by staking redacted coin. So now imagine we have 12 products already with more than like 15 different projects already like in the final stage of being accepted. This will lead us to have 30 to 40 different products in the next 6 to 12 months. That's our target, right? 30 to 40 different products, each with its own team, right? Completely scalable without me having to be the CEO of all these products. Every single product has its own team. If you look at Bullets, has its own team. Maxis has its own team. Agent has its own team. BipTap has its own team. Every single product has its own team and it's running on its own. And we are just here to like bring all these products under one single ecosystem. And Redacted is going to be also having a loyalty kind of like a model on the website where if you use all the products under our ecosystem across different chains, you're going to get max rewarded. So I'm just going to stop here if you guys got any questions. Magically, yes, Magically still has a team. We just have to change the whole, after we acquired Magically, we had to change the whole concept of Magically because we acquired it, but NFT as a marketplace is not working, so we had to adapt to it. Yes. In other words, if the products are good, we're all going to be rich. I think that's a business model, right? What else can be the business model? If the products are successful, even if we have two products like Bullets a year, if we have two products like Bullets like in a year, I think that's a huge success. Like a huge success from an incubation and a like. Look at a guy. Look at Banana Bot, right? Banana Bot like Bullets is doing 2.5x more volume than Banana Bot. Right? You guys can just check this. Everything is on chain. 2.5x more volume is done by Bullets than Banana Bot. And Banana Bot got listed in Binance at like 650 mil FTV. Right. So what does it mean, right? Like, of course, Binance listings and all those things, a lot of factors come into play, but a product in the similar kind of like a similar ecosystem play. One is sitting at a 650 mil FDV and $200 million market cap, and we have one of the products, doing much better than that. And after that, it's of course there's everything in life needs a little bit of luck, but this comparison is crazy for us. That's pretty much what it is for us. Just make sure, I mean, first I think I want you guys to think about what is explained here or what I was trying to explain. And as I said, there is nothing as a stupid question or whatnot. See if you understood the business model or how we are going forward with this kind of a process, right? The tokens coming back to the holders of the products. I think we announced it. If people don't realize it yet, after announcing that iAgent is going to give tokens to all PG holders, and Rampex is going to give tokens to all PG holders and all those things, but they're also going to be using redacted coin for kickers. I think that the idea is there, right? We are not relying on just one one time or one product for success and hope it just like it's like throwing darts and hoping that the dart gets stuck versus throwing 100 darts in 100 different boards managed by 100 different people and hoping that two or three darts stick into it. So that's the difference in which in what we're trying to do by going into a non-layer like model. Like people asked us, if you're building so many products and supporting so many products, why not go to a layer like model, like like a layer one or layer two? Yes, we have that goal in mind, right? I've already told this in the previous AMA. We have that goal in mind, but we are going with a product first approach. By not being layer specific, we are being omni-chain, right? This gives us opportunity to work with people from different chains. I don't need to force Chris, a guy like Chris or somebody, to come into our layer, right? Guys, please come into a XYZ layer, please come into redacted layer or meme net or whatnot, for example, to kick off. But be like, you build wherever you want, that's fine. Our tokens are going to be omni-chain, so we can support you in whatever chain you are, so you can continue building whatever you want while we are having skin in the business. No layer one or layer two has skin in the business. Imagine Blast owning a portion of Fantasy Top. Imagine Blast owning a portion of YOLO Games, a portion of Blaster, but it's not happening, right? They don't have a business model yet, and that's kind of like where they're getting stuck. We have a business model, we have a plan. We are not layer specific, one token to power all these products, but we have a skin in the game that goes on for life. So yeah, I think any questions on this kind of this kind of a thing. Amara, I think that question, I think I'll answer, but I think I'm just waiting for. I saw your question. I'll definitely answer that, but more so on the business model for people who do not understand. Can you tell us what part of the IP can we use? Only the PFP or even? I think we do not. We're not gonna. We're not like a $1 billion brand yet, Srini. So I'm really open for you guys to use, the PFPs, logos, and whatnot. We are not gonna. We want brand proliferation. So whatever you guys feel that can help push the brand forward, go for it. I think it's stupid to try and for a brand like ours to sue people for logos and IPs and whatnot. So feel free to use what you guys think makes sense. I think there's one thing that a famous person told me, like when I met him, you don't need to worry about all these things. By the time you worry, you're too big anyways to not worry about the legal fees at the time. So I think I really like that idea, like that line, because people worry about things when they're like super small and it doesn't even make sense. But by the time people start chasing you, that means you're already making billions, like CZ, that you won't mind paying like a couple of $100 million as fines and still have $1 billion in hand. So yeah. What do you think of a creator program for Jirasan members? I literally spoke about it today to a guy from Play Ember as well. So creator program, there's an entire thing being worked out by Amrish. I think for starters, it's going to be manual, right? We're just going to kick it off manually. I think it's already there. Like we tested something yesterday, right? With drink token, right? Drink token drop. We tested something yesterday, where you pretty much like make any kind of content, like create, like memes or threads or whatnot. Aku is gonna pick most often than not. If you make any kind of content, I think you're gonna get picked. I don't see many people making content about the drink thing. So 100% we're gonna be having a very clean and a clear content program, content creator program. But we're looking more than just content. We're looking for services. Looking what we're building for Jirasan and the portal is focusing on the services of people within the community, right? I don't want to go too much deep into this, but this quarter the target is for services. If you have a business IRL, if you have services IRL, how can the holders support and help each other and also get some benefits in return? That is the focus we have. You have a salon in Chennai or Melbourne or London. How can holders gain benefits at the same time you can gain some amount of new users to your IRL businesses or your financial services or whatever that could be, is pretty much the aim for us with Jirasan's portal and website. infographics as a service. Yes, that's what was done. This main whole thing. Okay, let me tell you this, right? What we are trying to do with Jirasan's main website is trying to build a Web3 Fiverr. Okay, essentially, right? This just don't hold me to it. We're attempting, right? We are pretty much in a testing phase. What we're attempting is a Web3 Fiverr, essentially, but for holders. Anybody from the outside can get the services, but holders can list services, because we've been seeing a lot of people have restaurants, have these merch, have these infographics, artwork, commission art, etc., but not a single global place to help people from the outside find it. Hey guys, where do I can I please get a UI UX designer? All right, here is a guy in our community. Guys, can I get someone to make a commission art for my this thing? Here is the guy. You guys, you're an infographic. So I think that's missing in the space. I think that use case for holders, I think, is definitely missing in the space.
Yeah, I'm thinking of chiming in here. Sean, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. So I think it all goes back to where we started from. Like Sean said at the beginning of the presentation, how me and him meet, and we agreed to start this project. But at that time, kind of we didn't had like all the backing, all the support, but we were able to kind of seeing within each other that we have that capabilities. So we went through this whole process of building a brand. But when we do this, we were like kind of handpicking individuals into the team, right? So now you guys kind of start seeing that when you have like good group of people that do things together, it can come to success. So the whole the Jirasan approach right now is to bringing everyone, giving access for our community to work with the project, right? That's kind of the concept. And so I want to kind of emphasize that when Sean said we're gonna have 3,000 employer, I think actually that's possibility which we kind of starting to see. We come in as a incubator project, accelerating projects, giving them support, funding, all those things. But we also come with very special offering, which is the community backing, which doesn't always happen with a lot of investors. VCs, they come for a investment and then profit. But the what we trying to offer here is that let's accelerate, work together. Let's combine our power, community strength to support those selected projects that has good potential. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So with
yeah.
that said, I think we're gonna work on the tools and then the portals that easily for you to guys joining this journey together with us. We will make sure we make that part easier.
Yeah. So I think, guys, I think there's nothing to be like super. I think we have enough of these surprises and things like that. So what we exactly are trying to build with Jirasan's portal is a global map. It's been like planned for like months, and it's kind of like that part is ready. A map to show where the holders are and what not. What is their profile? What kind of profession they have? Whether they're dentists, whether they are engineers, whatever you want to fill up, right? That's one thing. And number two is, once people see the clusters in different cities and whatnot, organizing events and etc., that's fine. But what's going to happen is, you see like say 60 people or 300 people in Singapore, right? 300 people of Jiras in Singapore, or 200 people in Malaysia or whatnot, or 100 people in Netherlands and whatnot. You can go and either you own a business, or you can talk to a salon in that city, get them to pick a Jirasan, for instance, or they're getting listed, their business gets listed with a 30% discount or whatnot, for example. Where they really see the importance of NFTs and communities without any ideas even what crypto means, right? And how can they buy NFT? You can use Rampex, or you can use BipTap to buy it with a card without even understanding about what the wallet is and whatnot. That is how we are looking to go. Yes, we are not going to be the same amount of holders after Redacted comes in. I think we have Redacted token launches. I think we'll be having a bunch more, few 100,000 worth of holders who can also participate in this kind of like a global consumer economy in that sense. Also, one more thing is, we have partnered with three of the top NFT projects. We have not made that announcement yet. We met them in person in Singapore. We are doing something very, very, like in depth with them, together with them. So, meaning that we will be hoping to get a lot of attention from their holders and user base. From a very, very, how do I say, like it's not just like, hey guys, we are partnering. These guys don't partner with some randos. So I think that is where we are like really, really excited about as well, that from partnering with some random NFT projects a few months back to partnering with like three of the different ones. And I think that is where I think that we are going to show the difference of why do these projects want us, is because of our ability to identify and build products. Everybody needs products in their chain, in their ecosystem, to utilize tokens for their whatever, like the tokens that they have. They want the tokens to be used by our products, or they want our products to be existing in their L1s, L2s, and whatnot. So I think that those are the set of announcements we have coming up as well. So from the TG perspective, once again, any announcements coming out very soon? Yes, I think the ecosystem fund announcement probably this week, max early next week by Monday, Tuesday is what I heard from Kevin. Announcements and everything is ready. The content and everything is ready. And then I think we're just waiting for a couple of more drops by these NFT projects that I told you about. They're going to be dropping a couple of announcements, and that's going to be coming out. And third thing is we are also getting a token allocation from revolving games. So I think that was not something I told publicly yet. So we have got some token allocations from revolving games. So we need. Oh shit! Wait, I didn't post. Revolving games has raised at $150 million valuation, and they've given us like a percentage of the tokens. We have to figure out again what's the best way to distribute. So we have CD5. CD5 is going to start today as well. Abstract chain, I'm going to hold back, but I think you guys have been following my Twitter. Probably you know the answer. I think yes. I think I would say there's a bunch. There's a bunch that's coming up from our side. Swiper, yes, product as such is ready. I really would like to demonstrate the product Swiper to you guys. I think you can see the quality and effort that's gone in. So let me try to come in my Discord and share. Let me just come in my mobile and try to share the working of Swiper, right? One second. Oops, where's the my phone's dead. Oops, just one second. So in short, there is going to be multi-farm token gated for Jirasan and redacted holders. There's going to be PG Capital slash Launchpad for under 10 mil FDV projects. That's again token gated for Jirasan and redacted token holders. And then we have the Jirasan Holder Hub, or the Jira ID kind of a model as well. And let me just one second. Yeah, we found it. Just let me share Swiper one second. I'm in top three in Swiper when season one. We're just waiting for a particular chain to drop. We're going live on day one because we want new eyes, right? We want new eyes and attention. If I'm going to drop now, it's just going to be our user base. And if we drop with this particular team, that's one of the biggest in the space. I think we have a huge audience waiting for us. So, yep. Let me just share my screen. Um, yeah, I don't think it's working for more than I think when there's more than 25 people. So let me try to see what I can do here. But yeah, okay, so I'm also going to share you guys. I don't know who. Okay, let me just try to share this, right? Yeah, I don't think it's working for some reason for me. Okay, that's fine. But anyways, so I think Swiper, there's a series of products that's going to be coming under us, and that we are dropping. One of the products is super cool, man. Like I really want to show you guys this since there's less amount of people. Let me just show you this thing. Right, this is a product that's fully ready and built, and this is where most of our time is going in, right? Like, bringing in products, talking to different communities, and let me just try to share my screen if there's one more time, if I can share this. Guys, I think can you stop sharing your screen? Let me see if it works if I share my screen.
It honestly might be easier if you sent it to G. Because like
I
everybody's
wanted to
tuned in.
control it, but I
Okay,
think it might
okay.
be a bit.
I'm only saying that because we have to have 3 streams to be able to support the 150 people that are
Got
here.
it, got it, got it. Okay, I'll send it to G maybe.
50 per stream.
What are the innovations you bring to the table?
G, I'm just gonna DM you that's for Swiper, right? That's I think yeah,
You
that's
just don't.
Swiper. Yeah, I mean the Swiper thing, I think that is basically that's fine, but that's not let me share the video, maybe at least you guys can see, because I think I wanted you guys to just get that experience of how it looks like or what is the feel like. That's what I wanted to let me just put it here. You guys get an idea of the quality of the build. This is fully owned by us. This is basically. I think see, you have to. Yeah, I think what Jamie's put here is right. One thing what me and Shan always wanted to create is not the always promising ROI with dollars, but more importantly, creating comfortable working environments for everyone, something that is tangible. I think there is quite a few of them. Yes, they've only come into Jirasan for tokens, and if the tokens are not dropped immediately, or if the tokens are not up to their satisfaction, they're probably going to leave. But I think that's like that's not our goal, right? Like one time token drop and then what, like your community is dissipated. We have been in the space for 3 years with all these guys, didn't even they held through the bear market without an idea of a token. Like why did we reach so much floor or even maintain a floor even before we announced redacted, even before we announced any token coming, right? I think that's the kind of people we are catering to, right? Like I think even the people that are listening in this AMA, I would say 80-90% of them are here, I would believe, is because they want to see the bigger picture, right? Like, because I don't know if you're going to become a millionaire by holding up one single PG NFT now, but at least we want to give the best shot at it, right? Like what, like as Ray says from Meme Land, make your community the whales, right? And then they stick with you forever. And that's what happened with PG. Like when we launched at 0.05, what happened? Like, people sold at 20 ETH, 25 ETH back in 2022. So many of them bought houses with that. So many of them bought cars with that. So making communities money and rich is kind of like always been the thing that's worked well. But how do you do it without having a clear vision, right? So I think that's where we want to differ, right? So let me just share this thing here. And I also want to say, I also want to share another product that I'm super excited for. It's super early to speak about it, but I just want to share something with you guys about that as well. But yeah, I've put the video here. You guys can just play it and see to get an idea of how Swiper looks like and what it does. And I think we are hoping to onboard the next million users into crypto, NFTs, stock markets, and wider. Like yes. Imagine in 2 years, you can say that you're part of the elite group similar to Y Combinator. That's our goal, right? Like that's the real use case. That's the real utility. Yes, the tokens are fine. You get like few thousand, few hundreds here and there. If Redacted launches at like, let's say $300 million FTV, for example, or 200 million for that matter, or even $100 million FTV, people are going to start doing maths, right? $10 million worth of tokens at 100 mil FTV as a min target divided by 10,000, that's $1,000. I get like zero point 0.4 ETH per NFT and stuff like these are the kind of speculations that's going to go around. But how do we look beyond speculation of one token? What's Memeland going to do next? What's ApeCoin going to do next? Are they going to keep dropping tokens and get flooded by the community, or do we drop products and products and products that people actually use, that there are consumers that actually need the product, right? Working products ready to launch, exactly. right? Many talk about it. Like you check Swiper, you check the video of Swiper, and you tell me the quality of the build. Memeland did no, absolutely not. Like we are partnering with them. They're amazing. But what I'm talking about is if they're only focusing on tokens, they're only focusing on more and more and more token drops without focusing on what they're doing now. They're doing some amazing stuff. I can't share things, but they're doing some amazing stuff. So if they're only going to focus on token drop, this one time, right? This one time meme token, they cannot get another token out like that, right? Like they have to focus on like something bigger and beyond that. But for us, what if we can keep replicating different products with its own tokens, etc., but redacted one token to power the whole ecosystem, right? So just you guys just look at the video of Swiper, and you tell me like from a quality of the build. This is built entirely by our dev team from scratch in partnership with people from Candy Crush, the team that built Candy Crush, the VP of experimentation at Candy Crush, the product lead dev of Candy Crush worked with us on this product, and we are going to launch it on another chain with the marketing support of another big founder from the space to bring the attention to us. That's what we are waiting for. That's one of the things, right? So then we have something we are doing with Memeland, something we are doing with Mochaverse, some every single project we are doing something with, and all are top tier ones, right? So we are just waiting for few things. Not waiting, it's like waiting for few things to settle because there's already so much information. I first wanted our community to understand what redacted means. What does it mean with all these products under us? How does the benefits translate? How can you guys contribute or utilize this opportunity that we present? So that's pretty much it. Right. So Tinder mechanics for degens, yes, but with degens love. So anyways, so I think I want to bring Chris up on stage. Chris, if you want, you can
Yes.
give a quick demo and also introduction about your product. Let me give a little bit of a background story. Chris reached out to me on DMs after hearing one of these kind of talks in a spaces with respect to supporting products, and we've been in chat ever since for the last 1.5 2 months now. He's been like pretty much perfecting the product. We got on a call with Amresh, he gave him some feedback. Then we're going back and forth, and I think he's got the product, like I think the beta version and stuff ready. So Chris, you can pretty much just go in and give some background about the product, and if you can show a demo, I think that'll be great as well.
So, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, and can you see my screen?
It's loading.
So, if you
It's
can hear
loading.
me, guys, it's
Chris, I
low.
think it's still loading. I think you might have to exit and re-enter or something.
Sorry for the rugs, guys. Really bad connection here. Oh, if everything is good for you, if you can see my screen.
No, I don't think we can see your screen yet. Chris, you French? Yes, Chris is French. Now
Yeah.
Madara is gonna throw $100,000 in your product now. Yeah, okay. So yeah, this you can take over.
Yeah, so guys, as you may know, we are all broke in the space. The vast majority of the space are small budget. And the thing is that when you have an NFT collection, you want to onboard as many people as you can. And the mission of pools is to help NFT collections to onboard as many people as they can. So we are building a crowdfunding protocol for NFT collectors. So basically, this is you can invest and buy NFTs with your friends. So here is an example, and everything is fully on-chain. We are, of course, in the MVP stage. So our goal is to get as many feedbacks as we can. We are validating use cases with some ideal customer profile right now. So here is an example. So if you want to buy an NFT, you have a quick form here where you have to put the name, the deadline, which collection you want. You have a small description, and once done, you have this page where people can just click invest. So basically, this is more for people that want to buy NFTs with their friends, with their community. And I will take the example of Jirasan. So if Shan want to onboard more people into Jirasan, he create a pool. He create, okay guys, we are going to buy this Jirasan at this price. We are going to hold it for example, 6 months or 1 year. And people will send the money just here, the amount, and just invest. And if we put the listing price at, for example, 2 ETH, the NFT will be automated listed at this price, and you will just have to wait, for example, someone to buy it and stuff. And right now, the purpose also is for people like alpha groups, sub communities that just want to flip NFTs. They can also use the platform. But yeah, our main mission right now is really create a tool that will help more people to be involved in the NFT space. And we can't wait to hear your feedbacks, guys. We are fully open. Don't hesitate to be us. So happy to hear your feedback, guys.
Yeah, so I think I'll just give a so let's just give me a I'll just give you a background on this, right? So this is something they've built the contracts, they built everything. UI UX is still in the works. So look at this as a working MVP. So basically, this allows users to not fractionalize the NFTs, but to purchase something on chain by creating a pool together. You don't need to know the other person. This is the best part. So if you don't know somebody, if you don't know anybody, you can create a pool and people can join that pool to participate. So for example, you want to buy Azuki for 5.5 ETH, but you have 1.1 ETH in hand and you need like another 4.4 ETH, and you can list it as a 5.5 ETH purchase. You can put like this 1.1 ETH in the pool, so people can join the pool and then they can buy and execute the purchase of that NFT all on chain, so the NFT cannot go anywhere. And also Chris also mentioned about something where if you hold the NFT, you also can gain access to certain discords of those communities as well, even as one of the holders through delegate.xyz. So, for example, you if you buy a pudgy with 5 different people, and with the help of delegate, people can attend events, people can go to the Discord of those particular communities and verify and get in and whatnot. If they want to utilize the benefits of that NFT through the delegate.xyz. Anyways, so just to give you an idea of this thing, right? Can majority of the buyers change the exit strategy after buying the NFT? Chris, majority of the
Yes.
buyers, yeah, yes, is
Didn't
that
hear you?
yeah, I can hear you. So the question here is, can majority of the buyers change the exit strategy after they buy the NFT?
We are looking to get feedback about it because we have some people that told us that they want just the creator of the pool to choose if they want to change the exit strategy, and some people they just want to vote about that. So maybe we're going to keep it free for people. Like, okay, guys, if you want to invest and let just the creator of the pool to choose, you can do it. Or if you just want to vote, you can also do it. So we're going to keep it free for people.
Yeah, that makes sense because some of them would want it to be like somewhat a little bit managed by the guy who created the pool. Some of them will be like oats and stuff. Oats and stuff can get messy, a little bit messy. But what this allows to do is diversification, right? If you want to invest 2 ETH into NFTs, instead of going and buying, yes, if you talk about why why can't you go and buy from flooring protocol, right? I think flooring protocol, the biggest problem that we think personally is that number one, you don't feel the connect to the community. You don't feel like you own that NFT. You don't even know what NFT is there. You just own some tokens of that particular NFT, and it's not exactly the flow price is not. There's a little bit of arbitrage through tokens and whatnot. Plus, you don't gain access to the community or the events and etc. It's just sitting there, right? Like I don't even know whether with floating protocol, whether what happens to the airdrops and those kind of benefits that come in with it. But here it is kind of like manageable and controllable. And at the same time, if people want to invest 2 ETH, they don't need to put 2 ETH entirely into one NFT, but rather they can diversify into like 3 or 4 different projects, pools of like zero point 0.5 ETH, etc. So just why I brought this is this idea is good for those who lacking liquidity, but to buy NFTs. Alternately, this will add more NFTs for liquidity for NFTs. Very good. Yep, that's pretty much the thing. What would be getting the benefits of holding the NFTs, such as Discord roles, etc.? Who would be getting? It'll be evenly distributed. Mimir. So if 5 people are buying and there's $1,000 worth of tokens on the NFT, though they have to execute that transaction and that gets split evenly amongst all the holders.
Um, yeah.
Yeah. So the reason why I brought Chris is, see, I found the use case for this product, this thing because I wanted a product like this myself, right? Like where sometimes I feel like I want to put like 5 ETH into NFTs, and I'm like, should I buy 3 Mocha verses or should I buy one Azuki or something? But rather now I can be like, I can buy 1 ETH worth of Azuki, 1 ETH worth of meme land, 1 ETH worth of whatever, based on the strategies that's been set. A little bit more, definitely a little bit more liquidity for the people. So it's like maxis where you're raffling for NFT, but here instead of raffling for the NFTs, you can buy like a small portions of those, those NFTs and still have ownership for that particular one. How the product makes money, fee structure. I think fee structure is with percentages. I think, if you're flipping, you're buying for 5 ETH and selling for 5.5 ETH, there might be a 2.5% fees. Of course, in the start, we need, to fees like low, like maximum at 3% fees. People don't complain about it. So I think that's probably how the fee structure is going to be. But let me tell you this: the main business structure is not going to be relying on this, right? Because you can't make millions and millions out of this. So how we can utilize this product to direct or divert people into other products related to NFTs to try and get that fees is what the goal is. So this goal is not to make like $5 million from this, in this thing, right? You come to the platform to use something. If we present to you some other products and other opportunities, we want you to use that products, right? Like it could be Swiper, like pools could be linked with Swiper, pool could be linked with Maxis, pool could be linked with Space or Magically or even Bullets or whatnot. And then it can the traffic that goes from here to the other products, the fees could come back to this platform, and there's so much of opportunities to expand here and not just stick with NFTs, right? Like there is real world assets. There's so much that can extend than just NFTs, from a platform side of things. Special role and perks based on the amount held, but then hold it together as a group. Yeah, that's a good idea actually. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, so you plan on rolling these products up into one home kind of deal? In a way, yes, that's the goal because that way we don't bring competing products together, right? We want to bring individual products and like you guys as a community, it becomes this product would be taken upon by PG or Jirasan's community for starters. You guys might test it out. You get like few hundred, you bring in like few hundred ETH worth of volume and stuff. I even told Chris if there's a way for people to start trading those shares, right? For example, you bought 1 ETH times five people, but what if Azuki goes to 7 ETH earlier than the exit strategy, but with some kind of a penalty, you can sell it for 1.2 ETH and someone else can come and take it. So this way, you don't have to be locked up until the exit strategy is also done, right? There's so much to, like feedback loops and whatnot, to think about it. So this way, it's like I bought an Azuki as a group at 5 ETH. Azuki goes to 7 ETH, but exit strategy is 10 ETH. But I'm happy to offer it to you for 6.5 ETH, because I want to exit for whatever reason quickly. I can do that, at least my portion of that, one out of the 5 shares for that matter, right? So I think those are things that we can do. But yeah, I mean, that's just something. Anyways, the reason why brought this up was how many people are there like Chris who have built, and the product is there, and these are the products that we can support, and we as a community can come together, because these are not products that's extracting money from us. These are products that's potentially enhancing our experience in the space, and while at the same time the product is generating fees and more people could potentially use it, right? So yeah, that's pretty much the just an example I wanted to bring Chris and also show. This is his Twitter account. If you guys want to give him a follow, and just keep up to date with this with the products that he's developing and stuff.
Thank you, Shan, for the time, and happy guys to have you in my DMs to answer questions and feedbacks.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks, Chris. So yeah, guys, I think any other questions, happy to answer. But yeah, I think just wanted to demonstrate, like, this is where most of our time is being spent, trying to talk with the series of founders, and go through things like that. So yeah, you talk
Yeah,
about top. Yeah.
I want to talk about the gaming side. Yeah. So I think Chris' example is ready to demonstrate to you guys like the potential. How we're finding those gem of a product, and you guys getting the first glimpse of the product itself, and you're also gonna have option to be part of the product, invest in it. Yeah. And then similarly on the gaming side, we have 5+ ready built games that also looking to come in. I would say it's just we are at beginning of this tipping point that we can become center of attention in the gaming, not just gaming, and in product incubation side of thing. A lot of product, start reaching to us. We even going around, and especially me, I'm a gamer. Gaming side, I'm focusing on that aspect, and start doing due diligence to start introducing those products to our team. And same with Shan, he focused on the different side. So we have this diverse approach that we can see, different type of unique applications that come in, and all of them need, all type of support. And then as a group, that our goal is to empower them, bring Chris to center of attention. And if a product works. You know what I mean? Just like Sean said, we're throwing a dart into 100, the object, and then one of them sticks. It sticks. So I think so far we've proven that aspect. We already found some really good products. I think we're looking to focus on this a lot more, and also want to get you guys to be the first setup group to test it, and also give us input. Because when people start thinking together, that's always you can find the best one, right? So just want to say that, and then games are on the way. So
What about Jirax? All about Genesis roles, all about top 100 vendor active tokenomics, all about the behind scenes deal. I think behind scenes deal in Singapore, you guys are seeing the thing. We got drink token. We we announced CD5 S World. I think that's starting today. S World token drop kind of a thing. Then the communities that I told you about, we building. It was all sealed in Singapore. So that's one thing there. Redacted tokenomics, I think the old one got leaked publicly before, but of course, based on the exchanges and the current market conditions, few things are changing. I think that we cannot be fully telling. I mean, we cannot post it until we confirm the exchanges. Trust me, we are pushing for the exchanges as well. I'm sure you guys are not going to be happy with like tier 1.5, tier 2 kind of just exchanges. At the very least, we have a standard to try and achieve and maintain. So, like for us, it's not about launching with Gate, Bybit, sorry, BitGet, and those kind of things, and then be done with. We have to give our best, and I think there's a limit to it. Like I think it's we get one shot, right? One screw up, one shitty launch. I think very hard to gain the trust back from the community or the holders or the whales. As much as people might be like, yeah, I think we'll support Shan and the team and stuff. But if we really screw up, because even if it's not in our hands and we do our best, people are not gonna look at us, right? That's the truth, right? When at point 6 ETH, people are more euphoric, then there's a dip, and then people are suddenly like, why is Jirasan tanking, what's going on, why is no one buying and stuff like that. And I think when the floor is high and the tokens are high, there's always like euphoria, and people always feel excited, and they're looking at the virtual money in their wallets. So I think that's where we don't want to disappoint people, but we want to give our best. And we have submitted all the things that we need to. We're just waiting for some answers. We are answering some questions. There's quite a bit of back and forth. There are numbers that we have hit, I think, from our side. I think with the targets, what we had, I think all the targets from our end, what we can do, I think we hit, right? Like from a product perspective, from a community perspective, and whatever, right? So I think this is where this is what we are at, and from a and tokenomics as such has mentioned 100% at the very least 10% of the tokens we are reserving for the holders. No changes to that. Even if the best of the best exchanges asks us to change, I don't think we're going to change until like I think it doesn't make sense. And This is just from one product, and there's iAgent tokenomics coming up, BipTap, and then Rampix, and a bunch of them from our community. Yeah. Anyways, drink is a good example. We get drop or we have to grind. See, let me tell you this, Bandorka. Like, drink is not our product. I don't know why people are comparing drink with redacted, right? It's completely separate. Like, how do you explain somebody giving me $500,000 worth of tokens and I not even give them any value back, right? So drink is a marketing tool for them to give 100, 200, 500, 300, whatever amount of dollars worth of tokens per wallet for doing a basic task. I won't even call it a grind. If you call following a Twitter account and posting a proof as grind, then I don't think the grind has existed, or you guys have not seen the actual grind, right? Like if you look at the task for grind, somebody come and tell and prove to me how a task like drink is a grind, right? This is where I think we really have to grow up as a community, because redacted is our own product, right? iAgent is our own product. Drink, they want some exposure, and revolving games, they want some exposure. As fund, they want some exposure. So we are giving a task of follow, not even retweet. Right? Did we ask anybody to retweet? Did we ask anybody to comment? Did we ask people to put love Jirasan on their Twitter profile? None of those bullshit, right? So we are making the thing very simple, and I'm sure everybody who's commented, I think is going to get the token. There's hardly 300 people, and we are rewarding 500 people in total, right? 289 people have already been selected, and 200 people are getting selected from Twitter, and there's like 250 comments at most. So which means everybody who did this grind for 30 seconds by following and posting a screenshot is probably going to get like 50 or 100 or $150 worth of those tokens, at launch. And I would do any job for $50 and 30 seconds of my time. So I think this is where I'm hoping that you guys also understand that products under us is different to products that come to us and give us some tokens. in return for some kind of marketing, some level of support from our side. That's the least they're expecting, and that's the least amount of respect also we can show for them. So yeah, just because I think I was really pissed with few people, like 3 4 people, yesterday when I or 2 days back when I posted about drink, and they're like, it's very unfair, it's shit and whatever. I'm like, bro, that's not our tokens. Like, they want to give tokens to whales. What can I do? People want some whales in the community. What's wrong in that? Whales are the reason why the floor is kind of like sitting up. So if whales leave the community, it is almost like, kind of like it's like, we have to support, like, you have to show some kind of respect to the whales, right? If we don't show, and if they decide to dump, all our NFTs are worthless from any community as such, right? So people always feel that there is always this whale benefit. Whales are getting more rewards. Whales are doing this. The problem is, whales get mad and they want to decide like it's useless to hold, all the NFTs at once. We are dead. So the top 100 benefits is for redacted. It is for our products under our ecosystem. The top 100 will have a boost, right? Apart from their individual tokens, but top 100 does not have to apply for partner tokens like Drink or S World and stuff. We are testing few models. First time for that Memosan thing. I think that was Madara. Can you confirm how much money was airdropped for the top 100? Some, I don't know, like top 25 got like at today's prices was 250 or $300. You guys might think of it as a small money, but it's something, right? For nothing, for doing no job, it was like $350, right? $350 for doing what? Like 30 seconds of task or not even doing anything, right? So I think, just some small things, right? This is how we can show to communities that we are, if we show to communities we are solid with all these things, with a small test, etc., instead of fudding us, we can get better opportunities. Tomorrow I can go and be like, give every single NFT holder a token drop, right? I can, like, you guys have to help us, help you all, right? Like, in the sense, if our floor is 2 ETH, I can get every single one token drops for at least 10 projects this year. I can promise you that, right? But the floor of 2 ETH has to be achieved naturally, or even 1.5 ETH or whatever. Because why people are giving tokens is because they feel that, okay, this community is solid. Let's give them some tokens. They might hold into it. They might look into us. So the community is actually demonstrating that they're solid. We have all the connections. Why are we getting revolving? Why should revolving games give us, even $1 worth of token? What's the benefit? Revolving games has enough reach. They're giving us about literally 0.25% of the tokens. 0.25% of the tokens at a 150 mil, even at the raise price. You can do the math, right? So 150 million times 0.25 divided by 100. This is the amount I'm talking at the raise price. They're giving $375,000 worth of tokens for us to distribute to our holders. Why? Because they believe our community is solid, strong enough, right? I can start talking better deals in the next few months as we demonstrate that in a better way, that we are even more stable, that we are actually showing some social support, that we actually turn up. So that is how we can help, or else there is no reason why these projects have to give no NFT holders getting tokens for Drink, no NFT holders getting token holders for S World or Revolving Games or anything except their own NFT holders, right? So we can get better at the percentages and the amount of tokens and whatnot after we demonstrate some level of, growth and some level of, like things. So I hope you guys understand it's not easy negotiating with these projects to even get these when we don't have to technically do that. We are doing it because we want to give some kind of rewards back, and we're slowly building our profile up. As the redacted tokenomics been mentioned before, or the time of official tokenomics announcement. So I think we are told that we are looking to launch the token in October, November, right? We have already submitted for the date. So I think so we'll be announcing the tokenomics close to that. But tokenomics has been leaked already before. It's kind of similar to that. Nothing much has changed, except that there is some requirements from some top exchanges now. What exactly do you want to know in the tokens? For example, like is it more like the unlock percentages at the start and stuff? If so, the unlock is definitely happening on the start. Token vesting might not be 36 months, it might be 24. It depends again on exchanges. The max was 36 that we put at that time. The market was different. If it doesn't make sense, we'll reduce it. It's not a big deal for us as we have products that we believe has got use cases and stuff. So 36 months primarily was put as a mostly for ecosystem side of things because we need some of tokens every month, for at least 2 to 3 years. So yeah, I think quite a bit is based on the exchange that conforms us. So if it's going to be like something like a OKX or a Bybit, for example, there's not much of a tokenomics requirement. If it is going to be something like Coinbase or Binance, heavy requirements, right? So these are basically the main things. So it depends on the this thing. It depends on the exchanges, what they allow, and what kind of market we are in. Because if we are going to expect a super high FDV launch, because the market is crazy bullish, the vestings will change. If we expect the market to be shit, really bad, but we still have to launch, and we expect like very very comparatively lower end of the FDVs, then we might reduce the the vesting term. So I hope that's clear there. So we have to observe the market, and at least a week before is when we'll exactly know, what kind of vesting schedules we can put it out. How the three NFT role. So I think the Genesis role is important, right? I told you that Genesis role will have its own booster. So booster means the role itself will have like if suppose for example this each NFT gets 10 tokens. This is just an example, okay? Don't hold me to it. If each NFT gets 10 tokens, so that someone with 10 NFTs will get 100 tokens, but someone with 10 NFTs plus the Genesis role will get 200 tokens. Just as an example. So meaning the role itself might have a value of 10 NFTs. So this is just an example. Okay, the role gets you iAgent node as well. I think we announced that as well publicly. So that is also one of the things. Then the role is going to have priority in applications. The role is going to have priority in investments, investment opportunities, ticket sizes, etc. The role is going to be very important for founders to fast track their application for adapted ecosystem fund. So these are the benefits of the roles. I mean, as of now, there are only 1,500 holders. In these, I don't think even more than 400, 500 tweet or make content. You have a way higher chance if you put like 30 seconds of work. Yes, exactly. There's maybe like 300, 350 people commenting, and many of the comments are the same people commenting twice or thrice. So, which means I think almost like everybody gets pretty much the guaranteed tokens, for those projects for like 30 seconds of work. What is the difference for me with 90 NFTs having 3 Genesis role or 1 Genesis role? Madara, each role has its own value. So 3 roles is 3x the value, but it's not applying for 90 NFTs. Right? For you it's enough to have 30 NFTs and 3 roles to get the max benefits, and the other 60 NFTs are just for extra tokens, no boosters or bonuses or anything. So your 3 roles will apply for 30 NFTs essentially. Other 60 NFTs is not it's not exactly extra. Yes, that's it. That's another point to mention. Sometimes the project will tell us what they want in terms of token distribution. Example, dark machine. So we must abide by the terms. Exactly. So the tokens from other projects, once again, is very different from our own tokens. For our own tokens, you don't need to go and do 100 different tasks and farm. You can sit, sleep, come and claim the tokens on the day, monthly or whatever, and then you're done. But these are partner tokens, primarily from people or projects that are giving us some free money. Instead of us taking it for ourselves, 10%, 5% itself is 30 grand, 20 grand. Imagine if we had taken 10% of the memory Shan token, that's $20,000 for the treasury. I didn't take a single token. right? So we put all the wallets publicly as well. Unlike other shady marketing agencies, we don't touch it. We can be making 20, 30, 40, 50K per token drop, but we are trying our best to give it back to the community in whatever the best way. Once it goes to multi-farm, it'll all be automated. I just want to say one thing. It is good to see that you would back up and build products for the community. But I want to say one thing, that only such products must be created or promoted that helps the majority of the holders. Yes, definitely. I don't think we want to go with products that makes no sense, but products that brings in revenue for us is good. Like for example, if like I don't want to. I think like let's say if a product like Bullets, right? It does well for everybody, even if you don't use it. And when the time comes, I think the benefits will be definitely seen for the holders, right? So I don't want to talk too much about it, but even if it does not, if it's not being used by majority of the Jirasan holders, but if it's used by the majority of the community or public, I think we are good there, right? So that is the main thing. I think the mecha and the cosmic rarity thing, like I really don't know how I can how I can, like, how do I say, like it's very hard. Like I tried to announce something as a test and got like really real feedback from people not to do that, what hoodies and whatnot. I kind of agree because it kind of might kill the value of that NFT just from this thing. But I'm thinking, I don't know if you guys got any suggestions. I'm still open. Like I don't have any issues. It's only like extra few hundred, like 1,000 NFTs for mechas. It's not like that hard, and cosmic 300 and whatever. But I think I think it can be done as a like a some kind of a different way. Maybe not as a guaranteed full on like a bonus token drop or something like that. Maybe it can have some level of, I don't know, like a collector profile like a Zuki. I think maybe where you might get some extra, you know, I don't know, some gashas or some extra, like allocation, like I don't know, like raffles or something like that. And like I don't know, like I still haven't, fully this thing out of it. Like I think definitely the direct booster was rejected by the community on a whole. But I think we are trying. I think Amrish is also attempting few other different models. It's not easy, right? Like we wanted to create one single 10K system so as not to create the differentiations. But yeah, I think maybe like a collector profile, but with the collector profile linked to some kind of a use case. I think to proliferate the art more than just like a token drop kind of a thing. I think that's what I think should be the way forward. Rarities deserve a bit of additional benefits, but you'll never be able to make up the price difference with any boosters you give. So you'll never make the holders happy. Exactly. I think before the merge, we promised there is nothing for the NFTs. I think everybody knows that. But I wanted to test something. Again, it was not. It was rejected by most of the community, even the holders of the mechas and stuff. So I mean, we'll have to see if hopefully if the bull run returns a little bit, the NFT bull run. I don't think anyone's going to complain about or worry about the extra boosters and bonuses and stuff because it's going to be solid on its own. But you can see. Oh, guys, also keep in mind, right? Like the comments, 289 wallets have been picked. Right, 289 wallets have been picked, and 408 comments have been made. There's a bunch of those guys who already are in the list have still commented. So which means even assuming 100 to 150 people have commented, there's literally only 250 people or 200 unique people that have commented, meaning I think almost everybody will be picked. So, I think before we complain, I think we can just check the numbers, do some basic math, and see how easy it is possibly potentially, win the token rewards given, even if it's small. I think 30 seconds of work, probably I think it works. Jira, Amrish, I think I'll let I don't know, man. The legendaries part, he's scrapped a lot of, I think, a lot of the legendary art. Um, how do I say? Like, I think the expectations are super high. So I think that's probably what's killing us. We are kind of like getting submerged by our own burden, our own success weight of the art. So yeah, I think okay, if I link all my wallets to dashboards, all my holding count for top 100. So we're changing that model, Madara. So just to allow people this thing, because we don't want to, if we do that way, right, people are going to call us shady for not using the on-chain wallets, right? Like people are going to be like, oh, why did this guy get rewarded? Why not me? I used on-chain. I checked there. That's why I bought 2 extra NFTs and stuff. The on-chain thing is the one that people can use against us to show that we are doing some shady shit. Hence the reason why we're going with the on-chain, snapshots for now, right? For now, but I think Amresh is working on a public dashboard of the top 100 with all the wallets if they link and stuff. I think if you do the content to video kind of a model, impossible not to get selected, right? Like it's definitely going to flash in front of Aku's eyes in the comments, because I think very few have actually made content. Very few have actually made threads or anything. I think everybody who's made like some effort into the thing, I think is guaranteed going to be picked up. Same thing for S World. I think we're going to be announcing S World, CD5. I think that's something I don't want you guys to miss. I think that's pretty much. I think everyone's expecting a guaranteed cook for that. At least decent this thing, but it's got some vesting. I think S World, I think alone has some vesting. Other tokens don't. S World, I think, has a 20% at TGE and 8 months linear or something for everybody, right? Even for their NFTs and whatnot. So there's only a 20% unlock at TGE for S World, but still, I think it should be pretty decent because they're launching at like a 35 mil FDV, and CD5 is one of the few tokens to still stay at 100 mil market cap. So yeah. I think Cosmic is only going to help when people apply for the role, right? They're going to be fast tracked um, into getting into the Genesis role, but no direct benefit as such planned for us Cosmic on its own, just from a token perspective at least. All right. Any other questions, guys? How to apply for the Genesis role? We will be rolling out the platform because I think we wanted to clear off some of the bugs, small bugs and stuff in the in the login, and get all the NFTs first claimed and stuff. There's few things. So other than that, I think the platform will be launched along with the other things I told, the Jira map and the Jira services kind of models and stuff. So that's pretty much the thing. The top 100 will get extra redacted. Yes. Yep, top 100 is we already announced. There's going to be extra this thing. Now, what will happen to the remaining non-claimed Jirasans? So there are some interesting ways we are thinking about it. Number one is, or possibly you guys who probably even recommend holders from other communities, and if they have recommendations, and if they don't hold a Jirasan NFT, and if they hold some of our partner NFTs. So, for example, just an example, right? Someone in the meme land community, that wallet which is new, okay, which is easy to read for us, with automated. And if they hold a meme land, for example, but they've never held a Jirasan, they can possibly buy the NFT the at the at a discounted price than the floor or even the mint price, but with a longer vesting. It could have a 3 month or a 6 month vesting, but it'll be locked up in the wallet. So two things we are doing here. Number one, you can bring in your you can bring in some of your friends from other communities. Number two is we are encouraging partnership with other communities where the founders are tweeting. So imagine if 9gag CEO or Char tweet that, hey guys, anybody holding a meme land and not holding a Jirasan can buy Jirasan at like a 0.25 min price by applying through this platform. But conditions are you shouldn't have held a Jirasan or wouldn't have sold something. We would be getting like 1,000 new unique holders from Pudgies, maybe, Creeps, from evolving games, from meme land and few other like maybe Mokavas, right? So that's pretty much what we're looking at like a trailing discounted floor price. Yes. So this way we'll bring in like those 1,000 probably unique holders at like I don't think we ever went below 0.25, so I don't see any reason why this thing. So maybe yeah, I think we are looking at it like what kind of a discount makes sense, or a higher vesting rather, so that like if you don't want it to be like a failed attempt as well, right? Because you don't want it to be failed attempt where people are like, ah man, only 0.04 ETH discount, maybe no point in applying. Because how many people came in at 0.25 and ended up buying more, right? So many creeps, guys like PLA. I don't know if he's still here. Guys like PLA came in with one pre-sale mint and ended up buying like 70 or 80, right? People could have bought it like much cheaper for a Gen 2 swap and whatnot. It's always, I think, the mentality of discount. People always feel like, oh, I'm getting a massive discount, man. This is definitely valuable. And they come and they buy another one, another two, and stuff like that, right? Like, so that is why I think we did not, like, we went with that, the 0.25 ETH mint price even back then, because everybody felt it was a huge discount and they felt like, oh man, like 0.25 is a steal away price. So I think it's just attracting the good guys quickly and then converting the 30 to 40% of them at least into like big followers. How many of you changed your PFPs? How many of you changed your PFPs after the Jirasan mint? Although you knew about us for years, you never bought us. But when you felt like there's a new chance and a discounted price, or the 0.25 made a little more sense, I think this thing. So I don't know. Like, so we haven't decided the mint price yet. We're going to be observing. If we're going to go stupidly high in the some announcements, after some announcements, let's say if we go to like 0.65, 0.7 or whatnot, then we're not going to go with 0.25, right? We're going to go with something that's a little more reasonable and stuff. So and also like recommendations, right? So this way you guys can recommend I think you guys can recommend some of your friends through possibly the website, so you connect and then you can maybe generate a code. That code could be given by somebody to apply, so this way you can bring in guys from your communities that you like or from other communities. So this way we know that we are rewarding your possibly your friend or a family or whomever, but with a Twitter account, so that we know it's not your alt account or something. We'll go through a Twitter account to make sure that it's somewhat legit and not some random account. So this way we guaranteed have another 1,800 to 1,000 unique holders. There's only going to be Gen 1 and top 100, and no, I haven't planned anything for top 25. So there's not exact multipliers yet, but I think we're going to determine a little bit based on the flow price when we make the announcement, right? So, like I think the floor as such from where the Genesis was to now, I think the ratio is pretty decent. I think yes, 25. I think we definitely want to do something, but I think let certain things be as surprises, right? Like everything we announce early on, it's like it becomes like math more than like fun. I think NFTs. Let's not forget. I think what Luca said once, right? Luca once he told this point that is probably I think I don't quote me to it, but something similar where he told this one thing: you can never satisfy holders with just flow prices. If you think people are buying pudgies at 10 ETH, just because you think that you can satisfy them with a 20 ETH or a 10 ETH or a 15 ETH token drop, it's probably not going to work. The real utility of NFT is not talking or providing about utility, but to build a brand where people feel the need to just buy and belong to that particular clan or community, right? When we met in Singapore, I think he was very confident. Pudgies were going to 100 ETH. Like he literally had that goal. His vision is like Pudgies to 100 ETH is definitely happening. And when I spoke about utility and when I spoke about how you're going to maintain or give back value, he was like, it's not just through tokens, it's about like other people coming in and giving value to the NFTs and holders. They want a piece of pudgy, they're going to keep giving. I think we want to adapt somewhat like a similar model. I told him this: if pudgies are going to go to 100, we're not going to sit at zero point 0.6. The day pudgies or apes are going back to that crazy wild run, what was pg's flow? We were at 7 ETH when apes were 150 ETH, right? We were not sitting at zero point 0.6 ETH when board apes were sitting at 150. If NFTs are running, we are one of the very few projects still having that attention, like Captains, us, Mochaverse, Pixelmon. There's hardly like creeps, chimpers. There's hardly like 10 to 15 NFT projects with actually some presence, some actual community and actual, people out there. So that's, anyways. So I think that I like that mentality that was looking beyond just trying to because we made that mistake every time we try to satisfy holders with some token drop announcements or just based on the flow price. It was never enough because remember what happened to Kaiju Kings. Remember what happened to Kaiju Kings when 1,000 meme land NFTs were given to Kaiju Kings. 1,000 out of 300, 3,333, 1,000 people got meme land NFT mint. They made 5 ETH each and they fucked Kaiju up. They dumped it all. Where is the loyalty? Where is the thought like, shit, man, I made 5 ETH because I was part of this community. Let me just hold it and forget about listing it. Let me not. The guys who won the whitelist are the first ones to dump, at least according to the on chain, stats and stuff. So, this is the problem, right? Like, one community, if we as a community just be like, okay, fuck it, like, $1,000, I bought into Jirasan. Let me try to have this right. Let me build together with these guys. Let me just contribute in whatever way I can. We are not going to be sitting at, sitting and hoping the floor goes up. We are, we are moving, we will be moving forward. I'm seeing so many projects sitting at 2 ETH, 3 ETH, and they have nothing. They have nothing, no products, no plan, no active founders. Look at products like M4, right? M4s are sitting at like some floor when the founder clearly rugged and ran away, right? I think it's we have to spend that culture, and we are hoping that we can bring that culture from top down. I think very few are like you, DJ. Like, even I feel the same way. Like, when you make money from a project, I would stick to it just for the sake. But a lot of kaijus after winning Meme Land, they dumped. Same thing with Cyberkongs. Yeah, that's pretty much the way things are. I think. Oops. So I think what is the plan with Plague? I think we're still looking to we are working on product together, right? We're trying to bring a product under the redacted ecosystem. Not trying, it's more like trying to make sense out of it. It's easy to make an announcement that hey, this product is under redacted ecosystem, but is it valuable? Is it feasible? So I think that is where the Plague, the equity thing would come into play. We are looking at product developments. It's as simple as that. We want, when the storm happens and people start coming in bunches into Web3, at least one we want at least anybody coming to the space at least to use one of our products, whether it can be Swiper, whether it can be Bullets, or it can be whatever. I want people to use, or iAgent, whatever. I want people to use at least one of our products without them even without then they learn about the whole ecosystem and stuff like that. So that's the aim there. I don't think it's a joke, right? Because insane for projects to not have anything and be 1 ETH plus. I feel like that's what NFTs were supposed to be. That is what NFTs were supposed to be. And then I think somebody came, or even it could be us. Sometimes I blame PG itself for this. PG started this whole whitelist utility meta. Whether you guys remember it or not, on a high scale, it was PG that started the NFT whitelist meta. giving auto whitelist for 333, 100 plus whitelist for all the hype projects, marketing about how people are making 5 ETH, 10 ETH every fucking like 2 days once. We might also be one of the reasons for the screw up, because NFTs were never meant to be like, why are punks sitting at that provenance? Right? Bored Apes never expected anything, and the floor was going up because it was cool, it was culture, and then tokens came, then more airdrops came, and then they, it's probably like fucked up, right? I think even Pudgy Penguins, they ran up to like 22 ETH, 25 ETH because layer zero token drop and all those kind of things coming up. Like, yeah, and like how many people are now being like, shit, man, I'm down 40K on my Pudgy investment, right? Still, there will be people sitting there and feeling, right? They might not be talking out openly, but like people feeling that. So I think, I don't think it's dumb for projects not doing anything to have 1 ETH plus. That is what NFTs were supposed to do, right? We turned the whole wheels around and we are like, okay, NFTs mean utility, NFTs mean token drop, but very hard to keep sustaining that utility and stuff for utility and token drop. That's why we are taking this model of redacted. Redacted's model is like go big or go home kind of a model, right? In the sense we hit like super amazing products that we can constantly keep that cycle going with tokens and drops and whatnot. If this model fails, okay, so be it. We go back to the drawing board and see what we can do differently. But we have to keep the narrative super strong. I would urge you to make some AI products. I think iAgent. I think you probably Jamie can talk a whole day about iAgent, what the product is and stuff. I think my big bet is also on iAgent. I think iAgent is something. Yeah, I think iAgent is something. I'm pretty bullish in the sense of the real use case from gamers, real use case from like the Web2 audiences, because a lot of gamers have started employing it already. Like I met this guy called, I'm not a gamer, but I met this guy called Yoda or some big Loda, I think. Yeah, Loda, right? Like so he came to our event in Singapore because of Jamie, right? And Jamie's working with him for iAgent and stuff like that. So I didn't know how big he was in gaming and stuff. Loda, yeah, that's the guy. So Jamie is working with all the fucking biggest of the biggest, esports gamers for this product and stuff like that, right? So that's when I realized, oh shit, iAgent is like much bigger than what I imagined, because these guys are actually using it for training for the games, like professional level stuff, right? So that is, I think, what what make me think about, okay, each one has its own niche, but all we need is one or two a year to hit like hard. So that is what's important, right? So yeah, I have a picture with Loda. I didn't know he was that big. I didn't know. It was almost like, imagine you. I'm not a gamer, man. Like that's why I think for me it was like, oh, okay, it's Loda. Nice to meet you. And then I think Kevin's wife, right? Kevin's wife, Kimuri. I don't know. If someone was like went wild. He was like, oh no way. Like was it Kevin? Was it your wife? She knew about him. She was like, somebody was talking about, I don't know if Kevin slept, but yeah, somebody was talking like to me about like, you don't know him. He's like a god. I was like, I would be so happy to just have like a picture with him. And he's like, me god. I don't remember. But anyways, that's when I realized the gaming thing is so crazy that there's a big group of people. Like I think going for the gaming side of things, right? So that's where the iAgent part, I guess, is where I think we have that skin in the game heavily. It's a product, it's a PG product, so it's not like some, not an incubation or whatnot. Fully co-founded by Jamie, and so yeah. Anyways, so wow. So you met your 10, 15 years friend. So anyway, someone got married through gaming. Jamie, yeah, I think Jamie and his wife got married because they both were gaming. Right, Amrish? Get confused with few stories, yeah, but I think it's Jamie's wife and him get met through in League of Legends or Dota, I don't know, one of the games, or Call of Duty, and then they got married. A gamer couple, man. Now they're what, 36 years old, 10 plus years of marriage, two kids, pretty happy life in Canada. So I think gaming life. Kevin's wife is also a gamer. I think Kemuri's wife is also, gamer. So, anyways, um, any other questions, guys? I think I gotta go. It's probably a bit too late. Um, Loda in my language means slow. Any way to communicate on PG Treasury? Bro, we have like millions. What do you mean? Like, I don't know how to even bring up the treasury part. So each product has its own treasury, right? So with PG, you can safely say we have at least $10 million left, right? At least. Okay. So that's something if you want to flex, you can flex. And out of that, probably maybe like our total raise from NFTs have been like less than $1 million. Ever, right? So yeah. I think Relic, if I'm going to do complete daily task and get points, people are going to complain that Shan's making us grind for some peanut tickets, right? Like, I think people are just waiting for something to complain about us, right? Like, I think somebody told me something yesterday, like it was so stupid that some kind of a FUD was created. I forgot. I was trying to do some help and Ice was trying to do this contest, right? Like for fun. And someone is like, bro, you're not supposed to do this. It's getting botted. Polls are getting botted. Do it in a different way. I'm like, bro, he's doing for fun. He's taking up a community initiative and let him like have fun and people are having fun. Everything people have a say to come and be like, don't do this. Is he going to spend 10K and build a website for this? Right, when he's doing it for fun and for free. So, I think, if I'm going to do this free raffles for Jiras for doing a daily task, I'm going to get killed again. Remember a guy called T-Gol fighting your redacted fight. T-Gol, I found out, is Shin's best friend. Is Shin here? I think Tada probably left. I think T-Gol is Shin's best friend, man. Like, where is he? He likes that person so much. Yeah. Anyways, guys, I think we'll have regular catch-ups. But I think for us, I think I've shared enough. About the vision and how we are looking to reach that $1 billion company kind of a unicorn kind of a status. For us, again, the recap is that we are looking to be the first ever Web3 Y Combinator. We have built products, we've shown the numbers. Redacted is a single token that's going to be powering almost all our products at least for 6 months. And then each of these products, when they branch out to launch their own token, you stake Redacted, you earn those tokens. And these products will have forever equity in. That revenue of that products will be used to sustain the tokens of Redacted. That's pretty much it's pretty simple business model as such for this. It's on dropping some liquidity to Bera chain and partnering. Not sure how that works. If anyone's got a connect, I'm happy to. Like we have products, I'm sure they would want us to be on the chain. I think we can even launch products probably on the chain. Right, guys, I'll catch you guys then on another listening. So, any other questions? I'll try to become more active on the Ask Sham channel. It's been like a lot more work in the last few weeks. But yeah, thank you so much. And see you guys in another one of AMA.